strangers on the internet. And yeah, so I have several tropes that I think I like and several tropes that I think I don't. But then, like, I was thinking today, and what really got me thinking was hockey romance, because I just recently read The Dixon Rule and The Charlie Effect, because I think about the Graham Effect, or the Charlie Method, because I think about the Graham Effect all the time, and I'm like, I think I really like this book. And then I look back and I only rated it 3.5 stars, which isn't actually that high. And then I was thinking, like, oh, I like hockey romance. And then I was like thinking back on the hockey romances I've read, and I think before the two that I like just finished, before the Campus Diaries, the second and third one, I don't think I rated anything higher than the Graham Effect. So I looked back and like wrote down some of the ones that I read. So these are all the hockey romances I read. And for context, the first one I read was in August 2024. And I've read enough that my mother has noticed a pattern and has like mentioned it to me before. So I've read The Graham Effect, which I rated 3.5 stars. Faking It with the Billionaire, which was 1.5. Sunny Disposition, also 1.5. Pucking Around, and like the little prequel novella, I gave 3. All the Way, I gave 2 stars. Trying to Score, I gave 2 stars. Faking It with the Forward, I gave 1.5. Collide, I gave a 1 star. Is there a plane above me? I hear a plane, but I do not see a plane. I hated Collide. I still think about how much I hated that book. It's Motherfucking Christmas, I gave that 1.5 stars. And then The Dixon Rule and The Charlie Method, I gave both of those 4.5 stars. And I'm like, I feel like the evidence does not suggest that I actually like hockey romance. So that is what I'm going to be doing for at least this weekend, is reading hockey romance books. Today is Friday. And so I don't have class until next Tuesday. So today, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So over the next 4 days, I will be reading hockey romance books. So some of the ones I have on my radar are Puck Like a Girl, and I don't have the authors written down, so I'm not sure who some of them are. But Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I've never read it, but I kind of want to. Like Real People Do, that's a queer one that I'm really excited to get to. My Heartbreaker, Pucked, Passion or Penalty, Breakaway, Desire or Defense, The Deal, Face Off, and Body Check. There's like so many more. And then like some of the like series that like I technically have started, because like the Jacksonville Rays, that's the Pucking Around, and then I read the like prequel novella. I would like to continue on to the second book in that series, so we may also get around to that. I have no clue what it's called, but I know there's like so many hockey romance books, and I don't know why this is like the particular sport that my brain has grabbed onto. I also read a lot of football romance books, so if you'd like to see another version of this with football romance, let me know, because again, there's like bugs. And it's another like trope that I think I enjoy, but that one I do have evidence that I actually enjoy it. Mostly the Cocky Kingsman series, which I'm like so obsessed with. But now we're talking about hockey. So I think the first book I'm gonna read, because my hold just came in for it actually, is Desire or Defense. I think this is by Leah Brunner, and I have no clue what it's about other than it's a hockey romance. So I'm gonna start it tonight, and I'll let you know what I think. So yeah, thanks for putting up with my long-winded intro, and now I'm gonna actually get into the book. Alright, I'm here with my first hockey romance update. I have started Desire or Defense. So it follows these two characters, Andy and Mitch, and we start off with Mitch, and he is a professional hockey player. He plays for the DC Eagles, and he gets suspended for 15 games for fighting, and it's like a repeat offense, and he has like all these anger management issues. And then as part of the suspension, he has to go to mandatory therapy. He has to teach this youth hockey league, and he has to like sit out for 15 games and like pay a fine, whatever. And then you have Andy, who is our female lead, and she, her parents passed away 9 months 9 months ago, and she gained custody of her younger brother, who's like 12, 13. And his name is Noah. And so she's like dealing with all these feelings of her parents passing away and a lot of grief associated with that, but also like dealing with like being a new mother, but not just a new mother, like the developing relationship from like older sister to parental figure for her younger brother. I'm really enjoying it so far. It's not like a 5-star read or anything like that, but I enjoy it. I like how candidly the book talks about therapy. I'm 39% of the way through it. And since Mitch has to go to mandatory therapy, and then Noah, the younger brother, he also goes to therapy to like deal with his grief over his parents passing away. And I like how candidly they talk about it. And so like it seems like a very normalized thing. Like Mitch is very like not anti-therapy in that he doesn't like agree with therapy, but like anti-therapy in that he's like kind of this macho man. He's like big tongue stuff, like very surly, and he's like, I don't need therapy, like I don't need to go talk to his shank, but like he still goes, and like at least so far I think he's getting something out of it. I don't see their relationship yet, but I see it developing. So basically Noah, he plays hockey and he's like really good, but he also like has kind of difficulty managing his own anger, and so he gets into fights with all these other kids, but the other kids are also like making comments about Andy, because she's a nurse, and so they're always like, oh, she looks so good in her scrubs today, like, do you see that fine ass, like, you know, crude middle school boy things like that. And so then he gets mad and like defends her, and then like he gets like penalized or whatever hockey nonsense you get for fighting. And so Mitch has just offered to train Noah one-on-one to like help him with these anger issues, but also because he like sees a lot of himself. So Mitch also has like daddy issues, seems like not quite the right word there, but his father was an alcoholic and like a drug user, and he's in prison now, and so he has a lot of anger and resentment towards him, and so he's like kind of developing into a father figure for Noah right now, but we'll see where this goes. I'm enjoying it so far. It's just like a cute little fluffy book, and I mean, like, fluffy isn't really the word I would use to describe it, but that's my feeling towards it, is I feel fluffy reading it. So yeah, that is the update. I'm enjoying it so far. I think I've come to the conclusion that I enjoy hockey romances where hockey is actually a part of the plot. Because like I've read several where it's just like one of the players is a hockey player, but like most of the book does not like center on hockey at all. Or like only like the first like quarter of it centers around hockey. But I like books where I like hockey romances where hockey is like actually a focus of the book. Do I know why? No. But I think it like gives a little something extra to the plot as opposed to like just being like a romance. Like you have some sort of like hockey or competition going on as well. So yeah, that's update number 1 for this book. I will let you know when I finish it. I think the next book I'm gonna read is Body Check by Elle Woods. I have no clue what it's about. I think because like Elle Woods, Elle Woods, oh my gosh, that's where my mind went. Elle Kennedy, she has written, she's probably like the queen of hockey romance. Like she has the Campus Diaries, which is, I've read all of that series. It's 3 books, and that's her like most recent one. And then she has Briar U, and then she has another series that's like also set in that same world. That's like the most famous one, and it's like, the first one is The Deal or The Dare. She has a book called The Deal and a book called The Dare, and I always get confused which one is part of which series, because one is part of Briar U and one is part of the like Garrett Graham series. So yeah, I want to read more of her books because I really like them. So I think Body Check is the next one I'm gonna read. But yeah, all right, I will talk to you soon. So it is the same day. I am in a new location. I was gonna go to this museum, but I forgot to get off the train, as one does, and I ended up here instead because this is the next train station, and it's not convenient to go back. So I will not get to go to the museum, but I can always come back. It's only like an hour and a half, 2 hours from Taipei. But I finished Desire or Defense. I really enjoyed it. It gave me like all the like happy giddy feelings. I did only rank it a 3.5 stars though. I thought it was gonna be spicier than it was, and there were several like dirty talk moments almost, but all of the spice is fade to black, so there's no, like, they never go past kissing. But I really enjoyed it. I'm usually not a huge fan of kids in books, but the kid in this one, Noah, I really enjoyed him. Yeah, I don't know, there's just something about like big strong sportsman who isn't good at feelings and then becomes better at feelings. Yeah, so that's that. And then I also started and finished Pucking Ever After Volume 1, which is a little like novella of short stories that follow Pucking Around, which is a hockey romance I read like at the end of last year. And this is short stories following that same couple. I guess couple is not the right word, so it's Pucking... Sorry, I forgot to breathe for a second. Pucking Around is a why choose hockey romance with two active hockey players, one former hockey player slash current equipment manager, and then one doctor, and then the doctor is the female and the other three are all male. And it was so interesting. That one is definitely very spicy. Yeah, especially like the last little short story there, all entirely spice. But it was really cute. And then I'm gonna start, what's the next one? Pucking Wild. So that's the next one that I'm like actually gonna like start reading now. So yeah, that's my update. So Pucking Wild is in that same series as Pucking Around, and it follows Tess is the girl, and she is like best friends with Rachel, who's the girl from the first book. And I don't remember who the guy is, or like what the guy's name is, but he's like this like puppy character almost. If I remember correctly, he's like a playboy, or no, he's not a playboy. He's like the rookie, and Tessa's like at least a little bit older than him. I think he is like in his late 20s and she's in her early 30s. So if I remember correctly, I'll like update you when I actually start reading it. But like from my vague memories of like reading the summary right after I read the first book, so 4 or 5 months ago at this point, I think that's what this one is about. But it's another one of the hockey players on this Jacksonville Rays team, and then Tess. So yeah, that is the next book I'm gonna start. I'm not sure what I'm gonna rate the novella yet. I need to like sit on it for a second. I think I'm gonna give it a 2.5 because I enjoyed it, but like some of the short stories were spice just for the point of spice, which like is perfectly okay. Like that's like what I would expect from that kind of short story novella collection. But yeah, it was nice to like see them interact again, and it like put me back in the world, so that now I'm ready for the next one. I need to check because I know there's a novella that goes before Pucking Around, so there's like a 0.5 that I did read before. I think it's like one last night, something like that, where Rachel and Jake, one of the guys, have a one-night stand in Seattle, and then they meet back again in Jacksonville when she becomes the doctor for his team. And that's like kind of the whole start of that book. And so and then there's like the novellas set afterwards. And so I'm wondering if there's a novella that's set before Pucking Wild. I think hockey books need to like stop using the word pucking in their titles, because like I get so confused. But anyway, yeah, so this one, it's a longer book. The first one was a 25-hour audiobook, and this one is an 18-hour audiobook, so it's gonna take me at least like the rest of today to get through. But yeah, I'm just feeling good feels from the hockey romance books, but like objectively, they're not good books, but they're entertaining books, and I think that's okay. So yeah, that's my update at the beach because I got off at the wrong train station and enjoying my hockey romance books. Okay, I will talk to you when I am at least part of the way through Fucking Wild. So this is my morning update, or I guess I should say afternoon update because it's 1:30. Yeah, I finished Passion or Penalty, which is the like little prequel that follows the established couple in Desire or Defense. It was just fine. I don't think it needed to be a novella. I don't know why it was a novella. And we see Mitch who is the guy from Desire and Defense. We see him in this book, and he's just like not the same character. Like in this one, he's like needlessly cruel. Like he's kind of an asshole for no reason. And like we get the sense in Desire or Defense, and maybe it's because we see his point of view, but like we get the sense that like yes, he's an asshole, but it's not like for no reason. Like yes, he will punch your lights out, but only if you're talking smack about somebody. Like it like, but this one he just like hated Wes, which like also I think his name is West, like the direction with the T at the end, because his name is Weston, which I thought his name was Wes, W-E-S, as like something short for like Wesley or something like that. So I figured that out when they were like, oh yeah, Weston Kershaw, and I'm like, wait, if his name is Weston, his nickname is probably West, not Wes. Anyway, yeah, I gave it a 2.5. I've been like sitting on it, and I think I might bump it down to a 2. It was just like, my biggest thing is I don't think it needed to be a novella. And I feel like the fact that it was a novella like kind of sold it short, so you didn't really get the character development. Also, the characters in this, like especially Mel, does not behave the same way that she does in Desire or Defense. Like in this book, Passion or Penalty, she was like very anxiety ridden, like crippling anxiety, and like that's not the impression that she gives at all. And also the way that they were talking about, so they're engaged in Desire or Defense, and so the way that I was taking it to be was that, and the way that the book made it seem was that they had gotten engaged before Weston had transferred to the DC Eagles, and is it the DC Stars? Both of the series that I've read so far for this video have been in DC. One is Jacksonville Rays. There's another series that's like, one is the DC Stars. I think it's Face Off maybe. One is DC Stars and one is DC Eagles, and I like cannot get them straight in my head. I think this one is the DC Eagles. But yeah, like the characters weren't consistent across books. Like I feel like the fact that it was a novella sold it short, so we didn't get the same character development. We didn't, like, the timeline of it doesn't necessarily make sense in the way that the characters are interacting with each other. But yeah, it was just fine. Now that I'm like talking about my thoughts more, I think I really am gonna bump it down to a 2. Like, it was just not great. But I don't think it was like 1.5. Like, I enjoyed it. It was fine. But it wasn't like kicking my feet, like the good feels that I expect when I'm reading like a cute fluffy romance book like this. So yeah, and then I did not get to Pucking Ever After 2. That one's actually like over 200 pages. It's like, it's an 8-hour audiobook. Like, it's significantly longer than I thought it was. So yeah, and then I just kind of like doom scrolled on YouTube for a while, like just watching different videos. So that was how I spent my night. But yeah, so today I do plan to read Pucking Ever After, because I do like, I don't know, it is kind of like the in-between book, but maybe actually I'm not gonna read it, because whenever I pick up the next book, which does follow Poppy St. James, I just love that name, and the two other what's his name? And then the other guy who, like, I also can never remember his name. It's, like, two more the defenseman. And maybe it would be good to, like, get me back into the characters, because Pucking Ever After Volume 1 got me back into the characters to be ready for Pucking Wild. So, maybe I'll save it. So I guess next I'm gonna pick a body check, which is by L. Kennedy. But this one is a standalone while most of her other hockey's romances are series. So, I'm excited to dive into that, and then we'll see what I get onto after. It's kind of late in the day. I slept in, and then I have not done anything. I wanted to work on this. This is the sleeve to my knitted sweater, and I just got to the color change, so yeah, sleeve. But yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm at right now. I'm like still kind of sleepy, and like my voice is just like completely shot. I think it's just like I spent too much time in the sun yesterday. So yeah. Anyway. Okay, so I've started and I've gotten 27% of the way through Body Check. This is a book by L. Kennedy, and I don't know like the exact history of this book, but like it had a little forward bit at the beginning that was like, this is the first, I think it was self-published, and then like it got picked up, and I kind of hate it. Mostly our main male man. So, okay, so this story follows Hayden and Brody. And Hayden is an art history professor at Berkeley, and she's currently back, actually I don't know what city they're in, Chicago maybe? But she's currently back in whatever city to help her father as he's going through a very messy divorce. Her father is the owner of a hockey team, the Warriors, I think, and this hockey team has a player, one of their star players. His name is Brody Croft, who is our main male man. And so Hayden is feeling very dissatisfied with life, or with her sex life. And so her friend is like, just go have a one-night stand. Like, just go have fun for one night. And so she has a one-night stand with Brody, and it's absolutely amazing. And the next day, and she doesn't know who he is. And the next day, he asked for her number, and she's like, no, like, it was a one-night stand. Like, I'm not interested in anything more. And he's like, but I'm hot, and you enjoyed it. And she's like, yeah, but I'm just a one-night stand. Like, please leave. And then her father takes her to a Warriors game, and she meets up with him again. And my issue with this is he is pressuring her into being intimate with him and having a relationship. She has said no several times. Actually, I would be interested to go back and count how many times she says, no, I don't want to go out with you. No, I don't want to have sex with you again. No. And he's just like, oh, but you liked it. Like, you orgasmed 5 times. Like, you definitely enjoyed it. Like, your body is saying yes, even though your mouth is saying no. And I'm like, that's a red flag. Like, she said no. Like, maybe, and he even says, like, before she shows up after the game and, like, he figures out who she is, he's like, well, because she took me to her hotel, I know where she's staying, and I'm gonna call the concierge and, like, see if, like, I can figure out who she is or figure out what her number is. And I'm like, you're getting into a little bit of stalker territory. Like, she said no, accept the no. So yeah, I'm gonna DNF it at this point. Yeah, he's just not the vibe. There's a difference between, like, being obsessed with her and, like there's some, like, possessiveness that, like, is attractive in a man in, like, one of these books. But this is just, like, not attractive at all. And especially since he starts off the book being like, I'm not gonna have any more one-night stands with, like, these puck bunnies or these girls who only want for my name. And then he figures out that she doesn't know who he is, and so that, like, makes her, like, additionally attractive to him. And then, yeah, but then, like, and so he says, like, oh, I want to settle down with somebody, and he's like, I feel a connection with this girl, like, I think I could settle down with her eventually. And then he's like, oh, and then he's, like, pushing for her to have sex additionally when she's already said no, she doesn't want it, she doesn't want to build a relationship. Like, the fact that she said no so many times and he's still pressuring her for it, it just, like, gets me. So I feel like I just said the same thing a million times, but I am DNFing it. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So anyway, the next book I'm gonna pick up is Body Check. The next book I'm gonna pick up is Icebreaker. This is kind of like the hockey romance book that I think broke book talk and like broke the internet. So yeah, I think it's it's interesting. And then I honestly have no clue what else this book is about. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna be reading next, and I will give you an update like 35% of the way through, telling you what the book is about and what my thoughts are on it. So yeah, this is the first fail of the Body Check is the first fail of this video, but it's okay, it happens. Yeah. So I am about a third of the way through Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. This is the story of Anastasia Allen and Nate, I don't know his last name, and she is a figure skater. She skates duos with this guy named Aaron, and Nate is the captain of the hockey team, and due to unfortunate circumstances, one of the two rinks gets broken, and so they have to share a rink, the hockey team and the figure skaters. So that's like kind of the setup, and yeah, I enjoy it. It's not like an all-time fave, but I think it's the most palatable, which is probably why it blew up. I mean, like, the spice is like pretty instantaneous, but yeah, Anastasia, or Stassi, she is very devoted to her figure skating and her academics, and so she doesn't really have a lot of time for a relationship. She's also a commitment phobe, and she's like addicted to her planner, can relate. And so yeah, that's kind of where she's at. And then Nate, he's the captain of the hockey team, and he is trying to manage all of that, but he feels this instant attraction to Stassi, and she like really couldn't care less, like she's also attracted to him, but she's a commitment phobe, so she doesn't want to like pursue anything, and she also had a like friends with benefits thing with the captain of the basketball team. His name is Ryan. A lot of Ryans apparently, but like they're just besties now. There's no more benefits because he is pursuing another girl, who like they seem cute together, even though they're like very, very periphery. So yeah, the main conflict seems to be them sharing this rink, and also Stassi's partner Aaron is like a complete asshole. Like, imagine the most entitled only child you can imagine, and that's Aaron. So yeah, and then my favorite character is probably Henry, who's one of the other hockey players, the first one to like befriend Stassi, and he is like this like weird ladies man. Like, he's an unexpected ladies man, and like all the girls love him, but he's also this like cute little softie. Yeah, I adore him. He is just like so sweet. Yeah, anyway, I feel like the characters in this are pretty one-dimensional, so like that's probably why it's not my favorite book ever, but I'm enjoying it. I think it balances a good amount of like spice to plot. I'm definitely more interested in the plot than I am in any of their spice, but I think like the building of their relationship is really good, and they are like communicating to the max. So yeah, and I really appreciate that. It's nice when you get a lot of miscommunication tropes that some people actually communicate, probably to a detrimental amount. Like I've just gotten to the part where she has flat out told Nathan, like, I do not want a relationship, like I want to like fuck you, whatever, but like that's it. And he is like, he understands that kind of point of view as well. So yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. Again, I'm only a third of the way through. I feel like I'm not as gripped as I have been with some of the other books, but there's no like immediate red flags that are making me want to DNF. So it's like pretty middle of the road generally. But I'm enjoying it, and hopefully I'm interested to see where this plot with Aaron goes, because he's such an asshole, and I just like want everything to like kind of blow up already. That's what I'm waiting for. But yeah, anyway, that's the update. That's the first icebreaker update. I will let you know when I finish it. It is pretty late now. I guess not pretty late, it's like 6 o'clock. But yeah, definitely not as productive of a reading day as yesterday when I finished but 600 page Pucking Wild, plus at least three other books, Desire and Defense, the novel, and 2 novellas. So yeah, but we're getting through it. We've DNF'd one, we're getting through another. Yeah, I found this one. It's called No Puck with the Pack, something like that. I don't know. It's a sports hockey romance with Omegaverse. And like I've mentioned before that I don't like Omegaverse. I don't like wolf shifter romances, but because I'm like expecting something Omegaverse like from like fanfiction. But this seems like the exact trashy like Omegaverse that you would get in fanfiction. So yeah, I am excited to at least pick that up. That one has the high potential to be a DNF though, because again, I have like certain expectations that come with Omegaverse and wolf shifter books from reading significant amounts of fan fiction. So I think that's the next one I'm gonna pick up. I'll have to double check what the title is. It's like something like Pucking with the Pack or something like that. So yeah, anyway, back to reading. So I finished Icebreaker. I enjoyed it. I think my favorite element was definitely it feels weird to call it found family, but like the friendships. I adore Henry, and I can't wait he's the star, the focus of book 3 in the series. And I was looking at the synopsis of book 2, and it follows like one of the other background characters, but it's like at a summer camp, and I don't know, I'm not super excited for that one, but I am so excited to read Henry's book. I do think it's a little bit spicier than I personally prefer, but it didn't like overtake the story in any way. I think Aaron being an asshole, so Aaron is the figure skater partner. Like I know like in real life you don't always know people's motivations for like being an asshole or like doing the things that they do, but like I would just like love to like take a peek into his brain and like see what's going on up there, because like there seems to be like too much and not enough at the same time. So yeah, anyway, I think there were certain points where I got very annoyed with Nate and Saucy, which are the 2 main characters, because like they are very good at communicating, but they just have like different ways of life, and sometimes I got in the way of their communication and relationship. But like they took time and they like talked it out, and so like yeah, I give it 4 stars. I did really enjoy it, and I just got like all of the like interactions with their friends and stuff like that. Like there's like one part where so she's really good friends with this guy named Ryan, and her like bestie ever, her name is Lola, and Nate's like, oh, what are you thinking about? And she's like, Ryan said I should give you a chance. And Nate's like, yeah, I agree with everything he said. I take back all the bad things I ever said about him, like, because he was jealous. And she's like, oh, and he and Lola also said I should ride your dick for science. I'm like, the stupid things that they say in this book are like exactly the kinds of stupid conversations that I have with my college friends. So it just like, it felt very fun. So yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I'm really looking forward to reading the 3rd one, and I'm excited to read the 2nd one, but I just don't know if I'm gonna love it. So yeah, it also takes place at like a summer sleepaway camp, and I have been to summer sleepaway camps, and so I don't necessarily think I want to read a book set there, but I will for the sake, not in this video, but eventually. So anyway, the next book I'm going to read is The Deal. This is another book by Elle Kennedy, and this takes place in the same universe as the Campus Diaries series, which I which was the first hockey romance I ever read, and also probably my favorite hockey romance I've ever read. So yeah, I am excited to pick it up. All I know is that it follows Garrett Graham. So there is 3 series that all take place in the same universe at the same college. So the college is called Briar University. The first series is off campus, the middle series is Briar U, and then the last series is the Campus Diaries. And so I read the Campus Diaries first, which follows, the first book follows Gigi Graham, and her father is Garrett Graham, who the first book in this series is about. And then I don't know what the Briar U series is about. I think that, like, I know it's like they're the children of the first series is what the second series is about, and then I think the middle series is just like there, like it takes place, like that one's called the Briar U series, but like I don't really know. But yeah, all I know is that this book is about Garrett Graham, and I think Gigi's mom's name is Hannah. So yeah, that it's 11 o'clock right now though, so I don't know how much I'm gonna read tonight, but I will at least start it. And then I don't have class tomorrow because I don't have class on Monday. So yeah, that would be the last day of reading for this little mini yay or nay challenge. So yay, exciting. Yeah, I have gotten a lot of reading done this weekend. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, it's been quite a lot. But I'm like in a reading mood, so that's good. I was feeling slumpy last month, so definitely not feeling that this month. Oh, also I am counting Icebreaker towards my Magical Readathon, because it's a one-word title, and one of my prompts is one of the prompts for my calling is you had to look at the time and pick a book with like that number of words or that number of letters. And when I picked it, I picked one word. It was 1 o'clock, so I picked Belladonna tentatively, but Icebreaker is also a one-word title, so I will be reading Icebreaker instead. There is another hockey romance book called Icebreaker, and I have it on hold, and it's not going to come in by tomorrow, so I'll read it eventually, but not for this video. It's by, I'll put the cover and the author up. I think it's like A. Mulford, something like that. But that one is a male-male hockey romance. There's been quite a few male-male hockey romances that have like come up on my radar, but I have to like put them on hold, and my holds aren't going to come in for this video. So if you would like to see a video entirely for male-male hockey romances, let me know. I haven't seen any female-female hockey romances. I've seen female-female football and female-female soccer, but not hockey. So if you have any female-female hockey recs, please let me know. I love a sapphic book. So yeah. I don't know what I was saying. Oh, The Deal by Elle Kennedy. Hello. So it is the next day. It's like 2:30 in the afternoon. I slept in real late again. But I don't have class today, so that's fine. Yeah, so I finished The Deal last night. Did I finish it at like 4 in the morning? Yes. Did that probably contribute to why I slept in so late? Also probably yes. Anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. So there's this other historical fantasy series called The Glass Library, and it follows the children of one of C.J. Archer's other books. And I really like The Glass Library, so I'm like, okay, I want to read about the parents too while I was like waiting for the next book to come out. And I just had to like, I couldn't read it because like I had already seen a lot of these characters like after they've gone through like 8 books of character development, so like it was weird to see them in an earlier stage. So like I ended up DNFing the first book in that series, and so I was a little worried that the same thing was going to happen with The Deal, because I've already read the Campus Diaries, which follows I guess technically only one of the books follows one of their children. The first book follows the daughter of Garrett and Hannah Graham. Her name is Gigi, and so I was worried that like it would be weird to like see Garrett and Hannah like as teenagers, but it wasn't, and I enjoyed it. I think the only weird thing is, so there's a lot of time and place references in these because they're contemporary fiction. So like they mention Justin Bieber and Miley Cyrus, and like they have iPods and like etc, etc. And then there's also time and place references in the Campus Diaries, but the time and place references are not 20 years apart, which they would have to be at a minimum because like Gigi and her group, they're juniors and seniors in college, and Garrett and Hannah are also juniors and seniors in college, but I don't think they had children right away. So like that threw me out of it a little bit with like just some of the like weirdness of that, but like yeah, there's only so much you can do. So it didn't like detract from the story. It was just a little odd if I like, because anytime there was a time and place reference, especially because it's like time and place references that don't make, like they make sense to me, but they were like when I was young. So like Justin Bieber was popular when I was like in middle school, and like Miley Cyrus like had her Wrecking Ball era when I was in middle school. So like imagining me there, and then like 10 years later here I am in college at the age that these kids are now, and that Gigi and Ryder and all the other people in the Campus Diaries are now, like that's the age I am right now. So yeah, some of it was just a little odd and off-putting, not in like a bad way, and just oh, I remember when I was that age and I was 10 years old. Yeah, so anyway, I did give it a 4 stars. I enjoyed it. I feel like maybe it's just because I like just read the Icebreaker book where the friendships are like so good in that one, but I feel like it was a lot of like telling us that they were close friends as opposed to showing us that they were close friends. But yeah, sorry, one of my roommates called. Anyway, I enjoy scenes that are set at Halloween, and both of these had scenes that were set at Halloween. Icebreaker one was more funny, and then the deal was more serious, but like there's just something about scenes set at Halloween that I personally really enjoy. So yeah. Anyway, the next book I'm gonna read is One Pucked Up Pack by Sarah Blue. I love Omegaverse fanfiction. It's just like so entertaining, and it's like the trashy reality of like anything, like trashy reality TV shows. Like that's like my trashy reality TV show trope is Omegaverse. And normally I can't read it in books because like usually they don't take it quite to the level of like I am alpha, she is mine, but like it's just like such a guilty pleasure like trope for me, and usually it's more like wolf shifter and more focused on that, but I've read the first 2 chapters of this book and oh my gosh, it's like to the ridiculous level that I need it to be. Is this gonna be a good book? No, it's gonna be horrible. That's what I need. I need my Omegaverse to be like absolutely trashy and like the worst possible book that you can imagine. Like somebody's like, how did this even get published? Because of me, because I need this trashy literature in my life, and it's also a hockey romance. I don't really know what the characters' names are yet or what's going on. So there's one girl and it's 3 guys. And yeah, that's all I know. 3 of them are hockey players and they're like trying to go pro, but like if they go pro then they can't make a pack. But then like they also want to make a pack. I don't know the details yet. I'll fill you in later, but that's the next book I'm reading. That one and what is it, Game Changer, I think. I don't remember who the author of that one is. That one's a male romance. But both of those I have on Hoopla, and Hoopla I have limited borrows on, so I always try to prioritize if I have borrowed something on Hoopla, and those 2 I borrowed for this challenge, and so those are the 2 that I'm going to try and get through today. So yeah, but I think I'm more likely to DNF One Pucked Up Pack, because again I have like certain expectations in my mind of what I expect my Omegaverse like reading to be like. So far this one is meeting those requirements, so we'll see. But yeah, that's the update. Hello. So it's been a couple days since I finished all my hockey romances, and I realized I never filmed an outro. So here that is. I did end up starting and DNFing Game Changer at like the 25% mark. I just like wasn't super involved. Like, I didn't care for the characters, and the plot didn't seem to really be plotting anything. So I just DNF'd it. Yeah, so overall, I read 7 books for this challenge. I DNF'd 2 additional books. And I had an average rating of about 2.9. And I know what you're thinking, 2.9? That's like middle of the road. No, my average rating is like usually like a 3.7, 3.8, somewhere around there. So it tells you these books are not very good, but I really enjoyed them. So I think hockey romance, as a genre, I'm going to put in I enjoy as like a guilty pleasure. Yes, I acknowledge they are not good. Most of the time they're actually very bad, but sometimes they just like scratch that itch in my brain that like, yeah. So that's the ending. I will continue to read hockey romance whenever the mood strikes for them. I don't think there's something I'm gonna reach for unless I'm like specifically in the mood for it. So like if in a month from now I'm like, oh, what do I want to read? I'm never gonna pick up hockey romance unless like the thought is, oh, what do I want to read? I'm really in the mood for a hockey or sports romance. My guess is most sports romances are gonna fall under this category, but let me know if you'd like me to test out some other sports. I love the Cocky Kingsman series, which is a football romance, and it follows like each of the brothers, but like, yeah. Anyway, also let me know if there's any other tropes or like genres or subgenres or really anything that y'all think I might enjoy. Yeah, I read a little bit of everything, so I'm in the middle of a nonfiction book right now. Yeah, so that's that. Anyway, I hope you have a good day, a good night. I hope the weather is better than it is right here, right now. And I will see you someplace else on the internet. Bye!